So thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Would you like to both introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'm Glenn Schofield from Sledgehammer Games, and I'm one of the co-founders.
Yeah, I'm Michael Condry, also with Sledgehammer Games, Glenn's partner, co-founder of the studio.
Great. So we're here to talk about the new Call of Duty. First time in the franchise that a new developer's been brought in. So how do you guys feel about that? Bit of pressure, maybe?
I guess there's some pressure, but there's, we're very proud of the fact, and we're humbled, and the opportunity to work on Call of Duty and actually put our own stamp on it has been wonderful. And the other thing, Activision has given us 3 years to do this, and with that, I think we've made the most of our opportunity.
How hard has it been sitting on that for 3 years, not being able to tell anybody you're working on this amazing, massive game?
Yeah, that's been the hardest part, really. I mean, every day you're pouring your hearts and souls into something special. And of course, the only payoff is when you get to share it with fans. I mean, that's why we do it as entertainers and as creators. You just want to get it in the hands of fans. And so for 3 years to not be able to share it with fans, it's been tough. And that's really what makes E3 so special.
So tell us a little bit about the game.
Well, the game is it's the story of Private Mitchell. He starts out as a Marine. You're in the years 2054 where we start, and this is just Mitchell's journey. And we go on, we follow him for about 10 years. As starts out as a Marine, has a devastating injury, joins the PMCs, ends up meeting Jonathan Irons, a very, very important, powerful man, played by Kevin Spacey, and we get to meet all sorts of different type of technology and different war zones through the PMCs.
So obviously you've mentioned Jonathan Irons. The big reveal was a certain famous actor playing him. So tell us a little bit about that. How did you choose him?
Well, really, it's been a focus on narrative from day one. Right? We talk about the desire to really drive an impactful and emotional story in Call of Duty. A real opportunity for us to really put our mark on it. And so with that, we've gone after a world-class cast, right? From Troy Baker to Kevin Spacey, because really character performances are now what really is going to make you emotionally attached. And having Kevin really elevate the cast and deliver on Jonathan Irons has been remarkable.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to work with. When he brings professionalism, and of course, an Oscar winner, that type of acting has elevated the entire staff, and us as storytellers, as well as added some input into the story. And as he got to know the character, would say, I think he would talk like this, or he would add these gestures. It's magical.
And it really, really looks like him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, it's when the first trailer was sort of leaked and revealed. That must have hurt. Everyone was like, "Is this a film? It's a game. Oh, it's in the game." So excellent job there.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, with 3 years, like as Glenn mentioned, we really knew that character performances was going to deliver the story, and with that, we rewrote the entire character rendering system, and we've added new facial technologies to really deliver what you saw. And with that, Kevin came in, and we're using the Avatar stage and the same technology, right, that Cameron is shooting today. Best in Hollywood talent, best in Hollywood techniques, Call of Duty franchise, our new engine coming together to deliver what you saw in the reveal, which we think is gonna really put you right there with Kevin Spacey in the game.
Yeah, we're finally at not using really game technology per se. We used to look at movies and aspire to that kind of technology. We're using the film technology.
So you mentioned new technology there. What have you guys had to develop?
But with 3 years, we had a chance to take some risks, right? Focus on the narrative, figure out how to innovate gameplay in a real meaningful way, and then really go after a true next-gen Call of Duty experience. And that was great. That was great for Sledgehammer, for Activision to say one goal, really focus on Xbox One, PS4, high-end PCs. And so, we started with the creative, but we also started with the technology. We have a new rendering system, a new animation system, a new audio system, a new physics system. You go down the list and you realize that to take advantage of every bit of horsepower these platforms have, you have to have the technology to drive it. And what you saw on screen today, we just couldn't have done on the last generation.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just briefly mentioned about the creative. And when we talk about the creative, it usually leads the way in terms of the technology. So it's not obviously that
about the visuals. You've done a lot of work on audio, haven't you? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we had some big, lofty goals when we started out 3 years ago, really to have an amazing narrative. We wanted to really redefine Call of Duty visuals, and we really did want to go after a true next-generation audio experience. And we have one of the best audio directors in the industry, Don Beck and his team, a new audio engine that was built for this experience to really showcase what you saw in Seoul and here at E3, which we think will be, cutting-edge Call of Duty from both an audio and a visual standpoint.
Yeah, we've always taken audio extremely seriously. If you look back at some of our history with Dead Space, and you can't miss the audio. And Don Beck has been with us, and I've worked with Don for over a decade. We both worked with him, and he loves the fact that it's so important to us. And so they go out and they will record sounds that are amazing. And one example is a bullet shot from the last generation used one sound. With this generation, he's put 7 sounds together. The hitting of the bullet, going through the chamber, all of that to make an unbelievable sound.
That's amazing. So you really are focusing on detail.
Yes.
That's awesome. So let's talk a bit about the story. What did you guys use for inspiration?
Well, the first thing is we wanted to come up with a different type of enemy. We didn't want to have a nation state, right? I guess I should step back for a second. We all got together and we decided we're going to go 40 to 50 years in the future. So we settled on 2054. And anything with Call of Duty is based on reality and believability and relatability. So that told us what kind of weaponry and tactics and things that we needed. But by focusing on a different type of enemy, we started looking in, just in the newspapers, what's around us, from the headlines, and they're the PMCs. The private military corporations are growing in Iraq, Afghanistan, Africa. They're starting to merge with other ones and becoming bigger and more powerful, and yet they don't have a lot of rules. They don't follow Geneva Conventions, and that was really appealing to us. So I think we started with those few things.
You've obviously touched briefly there on weapons. Now, Call of Duty is well known for insane weapons. So do you want to tell us a little bit about some of the weapons, in particular the exosuit?
Yeah, the Advanced Soldier, in the heart of it, the Exo, really gives you amazing new abilities you never had before. New ways to move, you're stronger and smarter, you can jump higher, and that's been amazing. And of course then comes all of the new weapons and gadgets of an Advanced Soldier, right? A brand new weapons class, directed energy or weaponized energy. First time ever in Call of Duty. Again, as Glenn mentioned, based off of research that we know is happening. This is the weapon of tomorrow in the hands of players today. New grenade types like the threat detection grenade and the smart grenade. These are coming, and it changes how you play Call of Duty. And we see it every day. This is what Tier 1 operator of the future is going to happen. That future is closer than you think.
And obviously one of the big things for Call of Duty is always going to be multiplayer. So what are you guys doing for multiplayer for this one?
Yeah, we started out 3 years ago with the focus on innovating in the narrative and the campaign story mode. At the same time, the team, day one, focused on multiplayer. And we can't wait to share more. We can't tell you much just yet. However, what we can say is everything you've seen, all of the amazing innovations and new things that we're bringing to Call of Duty, imagine what that can bring to multiplayer, and look for more information soon.
Looking forward to it. So what has been probably the biggest single challenge for you guys, other than obviously having to create lots of new technology in order to deliver the game?
Well, look, there's...
Go ahead.
Start.
If you've got one, go right ahead.
Figured out who answers the interview question first. That's probably been it. No.
What's the second one?
Look, with a franchise that has this many fans, 40 million strong, there's tons of opportunities, right, to really innovate and thrill fans and engage with feedback and really make this world class. And I think one of the opportunities, matched with sort of an interesting push-pull, is how do you innovate and really, give fans something new, but make it feel like Call of Duty. And we've taken that very serious, right? We want to have this be a brand new Call of Duty, and in every way it is. New engine, new developer, new ways to play, but it's got to be Call of Duty. It's got to be everything that people love, fast and smooth and gun on gun, 60 frames a second, great multiplayer. And so you need to innovate, but you also have to deliver on what makes Call of Duty best in class.
Yeah, that's been the biggest challenge. But when it says innovate, you have to go bigger and bolder than the games before you, including the games that we've made, and that's a big challenge, right? How do you do bigger than in our last game we blew up the Eiffel Tower, and so we've taken the challenge differently in some cases. Yeah, we have the big moments we used to, but we've gone into pacing and really gone deep into war is sometimes scary, right? And what's around that door, what's around that corner, and we've added, I think, new flavors and new pacing to the game, and you're going to see that come through not only in the game but through the story.
We've also touched on weapons. What about vehicles? Will there be drivable, flyable vehicles?
All of the above. Yes. We've got a really cool dogfight that takes place in the Alps, and then we've got a boat that's on top of water, but then can go underneath. We've got a hover tank, a hover bike, a pit bull. We spent a lot of time on these because we know it's a big part of any war. But we've made sure that they were playable in the level. And the levels that they're in, you could drive them all around. So they're not on just a railhead.
Okay. And finally, what message have you got for the fans?
Message for fans. Look, first and foremost, we can't wait to play on November 4th. Like 3 years of development. New generation of hardware, new studio, new engine. I mean, you name it, this is a new Call of Duty, and we are just excited beyond belief to actually get it in the hands of fans in November 4th and see what they think.
I would like to tell the fans that this is a labor of love. We have worked we put our hearts and souls and passion and everything into it. It's the most ambitious and creative game we've ever made, and it's for them. The team has worked so hard because they want to deliver the best work of their lives.
We look forward to learning more over the next coming months and playing it in November. Thank you very much for your time today, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Why not subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the link on the screen now.